Greetings everyone, thank you for choosing to listen to our presentation. We are pleased to present to you our innovation on the reflective measurement model of sustainable neighborhood elements for high-rise low-cost housing in the urban area. These are our presentation outline. Until commercialization potential. The large influx of migrants has created a high demand for urban housing and infrastructure, which many migrants cannot afford due to the high cost of living. Metropolises are expected to face economic, environmental, and social pressures that are difficult to predict. As people's understanding of the environmental impact of their lifestyles increases, homebuyers now expect homes and neighborhoods that have low environmental impact, are resilient to ecological changes, and offer high-quality living conditions. Consequently, cities can better manage these pressures, reduce their vulnerability to adverse impacts, and recover more effectively. Literature review. To pursue sustainable development, the construction industry itself must be sustainable and give emphasis to environmental matter in addition to economic gains and social obligations. Far from requiring the cessation of economic growth, sustainable development recognizes that the problems of poverty and underdevelopment cannot be solved unless we have a new era of growth in which developing countries play a large role and reap large benefit. During the past decade, the concept of sustainable development attracted significant attention from researchers, governments of different countries and international environmental organizations. The reason is clear, that is, the increased rate of environmental pollution and degradation. Problem statements. Provision of urban housing, particularly for the lower income group, has become increasingly critical all over the world including Malaysia. As urbanization expands, rural-urban migration escalates and the proportion of urban poor enlarges. In Malaysia, Low-Cost House is a housing program introduced by the government to ensure continuous supply of adequate number of low-cost houses for the low-income community. Based on previous study, there were 10 factors of dissatisfaction that were significant among low-cost house owners. The main objective of this innovation is to create a platform for developing an extensive structural model for low-cost housing sustainable elements. Data was collected using a structured questionnaire from 510 occupants of high-rise low-cost housing. The collected data was analyzed using SPSS version 23 and Smart Earth 3.0 software. Here are the results and the discussion for this innovation. Here are the summary from results and discussion. First, on internal consistency reliability, where Cronbach's alpha of all latent variables, 0.876 to 0.927. Second, composite reliability. All the results were scored more than 0.70 for both internal and external problems. Composite reliability ranges in between values of 0 and 1. Third, convergent validity. Convergent validity achieved after the deletion of loading INTP10. Lastly, discriminant validity. Confidence level interval does not show a value of 1 on any of the constructs. As conclusion, the developed reflective measurement model is reliable and valid. As novelty, it is the first reflective measurement model that have been developed based on the relationship between the problems and the sustainable neighborhood elements for urban high-rise low-cost housing. What are the benefits of this innovation to user or society? This measurement model provides useful data to curb all the problems faced by the low-cost housing occupants. This innovation will provide new insight into the application of sustainable neighborhood elements into the high-rise low-cost housing in the urban area, which can be the basis for future studies. The findings may be applicable to other countries with similar conditions. This innovation has the potential to commercialization, because, currently, there is no guideline for sustainable neighborhood elements for high-rise low-cost housing. This innovation will help to shed some light to pave the way for future investigation on this subject matter. Besides that, construction industry stakeholders will benefit the model in terms of having clear guidelines in sustainable elements for low-cost housing in Malaysia. Thank you. Hopefully, you find the information presented here valuable and insightful.